keel is to be laid. Job number 636 is also to have a name, announced by Tim Harris, chairman of P&O Cruises.
After much thought, consideration, and consultation, we have decided that the right name for this ship is ORIANA.
It is as if a flag has dropped to start a race. The band strikes up a quick march, and as the guests go upstairs to raise their glasses, the first sections of the new ship downstairs are lowered into place. Construction starts before a bowl of celebratory soup is served. It was at the end of the 1980s that P&O took the first bold steps toward ordering the first cruise ship ever to be custom built for the British market. It would have to be the biggest and fastest for almost a generation. Most of the design was done by computer, and computers will eventually run her. During construction, 15,000 documents a year are generated. For months, the ship has existed only on paper, in 6 loose-leaf folders codenamed Gemini. Charles Arkinstall, Director of Fleet Services and one of the principal architects of the new ship.
Well, this document really is the key to the successful building of the vessel, because they define in full detail what the ship will comprise of, how the shipyards will build it, and the standard to which they will finish it. It's a very important phase of the project because it's the complete definition of the vessel. The specification, which we agree with the yard, covers all aspects of the building of the vessel. For example, we could look at the specification for painting the vessel, which we define in page by page how each of the different parts of the vessel will receive the paint treatment, which in the outline specification is probably covered in a few lines. After receiving the quotations, we identify which of the yards we feel are able to work with us to produce an acceptable design and a price level which we feel is competitive. We chose Meyer-Werft because we felt they had the right combination of price, quality and design.
I can describe it by saying it's not as flashy as an American ship. It's more subdued, more elegant, more timeless. Most of the inspiration I got at the start, I drew from Canberra, which is a very fine old ships, and I understand very popular amongst the British passengers. But our aim is to create a ship for year 2000. Of behaving on board and the preferences they have. The color schemes for British passengers can't be the same as for the American passengers because they have different experience, etc.
At this stage, he was working on the theatre and its Tudor Rose motif.
In the brief, it was mentioned that the British passengers and this ship should have more public rooms, but smaller. And instead of building a big show lounge for Las Vegas shows, we are now building a typical London theatre.
Petter Yarn, a Norwegian, designed the cabins. He too had to discover the British style.
So we had to find out and look at interiors and designs from England to try to find out the significant things that an Englishman would like to meet when he goes in his cabin, which is the area that I'm designing. And we have then not copied any English pub or English classic turn-of-the-century interior, but still used a lot of wood, warm colors, put a lot of shelves and small places to put things, etc. Brass we use. So there is a flair of what we could think as a modern ship, but with an English touch to it.
Even John McNeece, the British member of the design team, had to brush up his understanding of his fellow countrymen. The first question he asked himself was, who was the ship being designed for?
I had to answer it with genuine researched facts, and therefore I did like to go into the pubs in Middle England and go into the restaurants and look at the windows of the estate agents to see this.
The 8th of April 1994, a year and a day from the maiden voyage. Lord Stirling and Bernard Meyer tour the ship, their route marked by big yellow footprints painted on the deck.
We have a container harbour.
It's Lord Stirling's first sight of his investment. His inspection is thorough, as befits a man who has taken a direct interest in every phase of the ship's design and construction. He had strong opinions on the layout of the stern. He had the restaurant ceilings raised, and his was the final approval for the furnishings.
We have actually planned for that.
We did comment that that back needs more upholstery.
Don't have any relationship to the chair, it itself. And the brass bit has no relationship to either.
The brass goes. We're not having the brass anymore.
No, but I don't.
Mock-ups of the interior have been prepared, including one flight of the main staircase. And this was an early version of the Oriental restaurant.
That one's a little wide.
But if you do it on the Canberra, it works quite well, and they've got a similar arrangement.
There's not many. It does actually work. Especially if you put the...
Oriana will be the fastest ship that has been built in the last quarter of a century.
Another of Oriana's prime movers, P&O Cruises Managing Director Gwyn Hughes.
We want the ship to be able to get to destinations in a reasonable amount of time that no other ship can manage. She's been designed for speed, and behind us you can see part of the keel coming down into position. This aspect of the ship really is the unique aspect of the ship, because the sleek lines at the bow section of the ship are part of what enables the ship to attain the speed even in ocean-going conditions.